Okay, so it's time, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, 7:30.
Yeah. Okay, good. So people will join in as they join in. Some two people have informed they're joining late. Remaining, I don't know. Couple of people had confirmed to participate. Okay, so let's start. So we have three of you right now here: Anita, SK, and Basawa, and okay, and AD Narula has joined in. Okay, can you hear me, Narula Sab? AD, can you hear me? Okay, Sanjay, welcome. AD, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, great. Okay, Colonel Nisar, welcome. Okay. Colonel, can you hear me? Okay, great. Okay, Abhishek, welcome. Anita, are you somewhere noisy? You should go
Oh,
mute.
no. Okay, Manoj. Yeah.
And you should definitely unmute and speak whenever you want to. Okay, so good evening, everybody, and welcome.
Good evening. Good evening.
I think this is the fifth call where the alumni group is coming together, and some people will join in as they join in. Okay, so good. So let's first start with sharing what are you up to, what's been happening between the last call and now, anything that you would like to be in communication about.
Also, Manoj, is there anybody new today? We could welcome them.
I think Colonel Nisar was there last time.
Yeah, he was. Abhishek, is this your first time?
No, Abhishek has been there earlier. He has been there for two sessions, right?
Okay, everyone.
Yeah, I was there for session 1 and 2. Very rightly said, Manoj.
Yeah, SK, is this your first session as an alumni? No, SK is also
second or third session.
Second
okay.
one.
So everybody has been there, I think. Anita? Okay. Anita, I'm not sure.
Hello, Manoj. Yes. Last session I was there.
Okay, fantastic.
Great.
Okay. Yeah.
Good. So let's just kind of have some sharing. What you've been up to, what's going on, anything you would like to everybody to be aware of.
And coronavirus is in the air. So if you want to talk about that, you can talk about that. Anything.
Eddie, why don't you start?
Hi. Last time I mentioned about my project, and unfortunately I went to Dubai and I actually worked with some of the people there, and the results are very good. And I was actually looking forward to now, how does one actually figure out, one actually senses as to what's changing, because in parenting, the parent and the child both are changing forever. So that's what I'm really looking forward to and hoping that things open up today.
Thank you. Ready? Welcome. Okay. Somebody else? What have you been up to? What are you working on? Anything?
And Eddie, it's really good to have you in this alumni group. And, I have a feeling that when you're looking at parenting,
yes,
you have to look at the past a lot, because it's the past of the children, what's known about how children grow up, parents, and all that. Some years ago, we were looking at buying a house and then looking at the children, they're very small, and how they're going to play and which school, all those things, right?
Yeah.
And now they're both out of the house. And before you wonder, why did you do all this drama at that time? All for just that, right? So that's one thing. But there's another thing I think, Eddie. There is a future of relationship, of future of the development of children and the relationship of parents with their children in their child's development. That's also possible. That hasn't been possible yet. And so when you said, I'm looking at what's next, if you stand inside of emerging future, then there is a future emerging, So I just wanted to throw that in. But I also want you to know I'm really appreciative of having you in the group.
Thanks.
Right.
Thanks for that. And, honestly, I've been working on it for some time, and I just, out of these sessions, I actually began to see that virtually all I'm doing is really working on different stages, and it fits too well into this youth theory.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It gives one a confidence. At least I feel more confident if there's some research, theory or a certain pattern which has been tested out rather than coming up with something, of one's own. Nothing wrong with it, but then, it just doesn't come out that authentically. So this way of feeling so confident.
Great. Great. And it's also, you don't have to work on your own creativity, just your individual creativity.
Yes.
You can work on the collaborative input from other people, which actually strengthens everything.
Actually, that was the plan. I was hoping to actually create a small write-up of exactly what I'm talking about and why I think it can change everything in this world. But
Right.
for XYZ reasons, it didn't happen. So I was supposed to discuss it with, Manoj and see whether what I'm saying is being presented correctly or is something missing there. So we karenge, isme karenge before the next call. It will be,
Right.
so they can contribute, because this is one area where we don't have an issue of parents having a commitment. We don't have an issue. That's pretty much there.
Right.
So normally, otherwise, one of the things every time we do a training is to actually motivate people to do something.
Great. Very good. Let's hear from some other people, Eddie. But your contribution really opened everything up.
Thanks.
So as Manoj was saying, anybody else you want to throw your hat in the ring, say something. Remember, we don't have anything to give you. We are here to provide an environment in which you can go to work. And we will be available to you to open things up for you if you need to. But we are not going to be leading this conversation.
One of the things I want to say is that, I started yesterday mentioning Ferdy, was that and this really then calls for the internal state of the leader in dealing with the circumstances and situations to be effective in it. So to be really aware about the internal state and go on to we could clear himself day-to-day basis, so that he brings forth an awareness of his listening and able to shift the listening of the team from wherever, to the field of where they are to the next level. It's like really calls. I was like, if people are not fully aware about their own internal state, how would they deal with this? While the theory gives a very good access, but there are so many things one has to deal with. Um, so there's something it's my personal maybe my personal view right now is that maybe something else also need to be added to have them really be strong about their internal state, like being aware and nullifying it and being there fully.
Having a strong internal state, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Having a strong internal
I'm
state.
sure you got a strong internal state there.
Yeah.
That's very good. Very good. By the way, this is open to anybody to pick up the conversation, okay? Don't depend on Manoj and me to respond to what people share. SK is sharing. Anybody wants to say something, just I would love for this environment to be an environment of dialogue where anybody can say anything and lead the conversation somewhere. Yeah, don't raise your hand, just say.
I agree with what SK said, because theory itself is very, very good. And whenever we go through theory wise, we feel very, very elated, and we can do wonders and things like that. When it comes to our internal state, for example, downloading or fear, things like that. So we need to be very strong. Otherwise, all the theory will be turned out.
Very good, I got that. By the way, one of your chelas was really appreciating you. Prahlada. Prahlada, his name is?
Yeah. New
Yeah,
one.
he really appreciated you asking him the questions you asked him, opened up the world for him.
Okay.
Great. Great. Thank you. Who else? We're just going to be silent for a while and allow you guys to generate the conversation, okay?
One of the thoughts that came to my mind, from what both of you shared, SK and Baswa. So there's a statement that you say, phrase that you use, which is, we need to be very strong. And so it's sort of, what's hitting me is, that seems to be a response to the way I'm listening to situations. There are certain people that I'm dealing with, and there's a way I'm listening to them. And it's valid. My listening has lots of experience. Your listening has a lot of experience. We've done this listening practices for years. Our judgments are valid. But at the same time, the struggle, at that point, we seem to be stuck in the habit of what we believe is our judgment. It's that at that point, there's a certain judgment of the people that we are with, that we find that we need to be strong to be able to deal with those situations. At that same moment, is there some downloading? Is there some judgment? Is there some fear? Is there something that's coming up? And mostly, when I'm talking to somebody, I find that I am not being able to distinguish between the voice of fear and judgment at that point and letting it go, suspending it. That, and it takes something. And sometimes I'm not aware of it. And then the incident passes, the conversation is over, and I've gone forward, and I sort of live in my belief that the people I'm dealing with are like tough, strange, difficult, impossible, or whatever. So at least I know that more I'm engaging in coaching conversations, more I'm engaging in conversations like this, that somehow or the other there is a there are situations where I'm letting go of those strong judgments and beliefs that I have about these people, where I need to be tough and be strong and be courageous. It's like, it's not something I'm aware of, but I've got to. It's in the interactions that I get aware of it, and then I generate myself.
Yeah, so I didn't say it's strong.
I got that.
What I said was one needs to be really aware about his internal state. So he's so fully then there in the situation to deal with. Otherwise, it's like that. So some practices to be really follow so that he is aware about internal state, its impact on his listening, and what it can impact the team or whatever.
Yes.
So that awareness, sometimes most of the time you're so not even aware. It's like automatic going on, which impacts really. So
Yes.
I was saying that maybe a little something more needs to be, uh, you know,
So somehow maybe
some more
conversations we could
support.
have about our day. So say at the end of the day, we could talk to each other, maybe once a week, talk to somebody and see what was going on at that time, and maybe to develop ourselves from
Yeah.
something like that. That's what's coming to my mind.
By the way,
To say in another way, to make it more. See, we have been through the landmark work and all that, so we are aware about the racket and this and that, so we are so practiced that we're able to get it and give it off and move it and listen and all this stuff, right? But I'm saying if people are not aware about those distinctions which they're not practiced, how effective these distinctions will be there for them to deal with whatever to deal with. I'm just saying that we have an advantage on it. Yes.
Can I just interrupt for 1 minute, SK, and then we'll pick up with you?
Yes, buddy.
I want to try something. I've read this book about giving people time to think. And there is a process that she suggests, and I think we should follow it here, where everybody will get a chance to speak and you cannot interrupt them. You have to let them finish. And when they finish, then the next person will speak, right?
Yeah.
And whatever you're talking about, the idea, we can have the same idea, we can have different ideas. But the point is that the rule is do not interrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when the person's finished, we'll have to figure out how we'll know whether the person's finished or not. But when the person's finished, then the next person will speak. But everybody gets a chance to speak. And then we do a second round.
Okay.
But let's do one, and we'll start with you, whatever you were saying. And when you're finished, then somebody can speak next.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Whatever the thought you had, if you can go back to that thought.
Yeah, I was just saying that since we have been through transformational work quite for long years, do we have an advantage on applying these distinctions in a much effective and powerful way than the others who have not been through? It's just a question that came to me.
Okay, great. Anything else you want to say about that?
That's all, because that keeps our internal state very strong in the sense, like what I mean, strong in the sense we are aware about internal state, which may impact our own listening and what it can bring forth in the team.
Right. Great. Who wants to go next?
Yeah, hi, this is Abhishek here. Hi, Ferdy, how are you?
Hi, Abhishek.
Hi, Manoj. Hope things are okay in London and Mumbai, respectively, with the coronavirus.
It's dead and dying here, so
okay.
Don't ask me about it. Okay, everyone's in a frenzy.
And Manoj, I hope you're fine in Mumbai as well. There have been some cases in Maharashtra. Very perfect. So, responding to Mr. SK Rao. Hi, SK.
Hey, hi.
So, in fact, I've just joined the Landmark World. I'm like 10 months old in the Landmark World. I did the forum in April 2019. And I just started the ILP in September. And that's why I realized that after 2 months, 3 months, that as per the agreement, I can't do the call. So I was there part of the first 2 calls, and then I didn't do the last 3 calls. And right now I'm doing the call because the landmark programs are all suspended for a month or a half till April end. So yeah, so I'm not breaking any agreement as per the ILP program. So coming back to what I'm quite fresh, and you know what, one of the distinctions that is there in ILP is that listen for and reliably deliver what makes a difference. So I think what is taught there is recreation. And I was just trying to today morning I was having a chat with Vivek sir, Vivek Chopra, and basically what I realized was that stakeholder interview sometimes is almost the same as maybe what we're doing in landmark when you're trying to enroll people listening for rather than trying to push. Actually are taking a guess on the commitment part of the talker. So when we say that you recreate the emotions and you recreate the commitment that the person invests in you, and I think the person himself is ready to kind of speak a lot. So I think the commitment that you get from a stakeholder interview is much stronger than, I would say, the commitment you'll get from a enrollment discussion. So that's my 2 cents based on the fact that I've been doing enrollment discussions almost 60, 70 in the last 3 months as part of the ILP program. I've done 20 personal, non-personal registrations at blah blah, whatever needs to be done as part of the matrix. And today I did a stakeholder interview after Vivek guided me, and I realized that that discussion was much more stronger and much more kind of I would say I could listen for much more in that than what I typically have in a enrollment discussion. So that's my take on the landmark world versus the LFEF world, and I think they're totally distinct in terms of the technology. One is started by Werner Erhard, the other one is I think started by someone from MIT, which is landmark. So I think that way they are distinct, and yeah, that's my 2 cents about it.
Great.
And I can discuss what happened in a stakeholder interview, but I just wanted to just
Great.
yeah.
And by the way, when you guys have finished what you want to say, just say, all right, I've finished. Who wants to go next so that we can move the conversation?
All right, I finished for now. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, great.
Sanjay this side, and the question that has asked, as per my understanding, is are we in a better position after having after doing landmark education for these many years and then doing this program? So my views are there are few benefits, and on the same time we have some limitations as well, because we are used to that language. And so if uh, there is a person in this group who has no access to landmark education before this, I believe he will also get the same value, because he won't have those advantages that we have, but on the same time he won't have those restrictions that we have. So according to me, it won't have any impact if a person has done landmark forum or other courses before or not. So I am done. Who want to go next?
Great. Thank you, Sanjay. You can change the topic. You don't have to stay on the same topic, by the way. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about, okay?
Hi, I'm Anita.
Hi, Anita.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can, as well as we can hear the cars in the background.
Okay. Actually, regarding the SK question, before joining to Theory U, one of my friend also suggested me to why don't you look for landmark and NLP? But then I discussed with Manoj, and then he said, you try this one. I mean, like, you do the Theory U and you will get all the benefits. And after doing it, I really felt, yes, this is what I was really required. And now uh, I totally changed to the, um I mean, like my life has changed so much that now I feel so happy because I was into a distraction position of my personal life. And now I'm very happy, like I'm with my kids and I take over all the like financial things. And now I'm looking also for the better job opportunities because my PhD is almost now the finalized, and I'm just waiting for my Viva dates and all. So I'm looking for some like international organizations, and I'm applying for that. So it's like something that I really wanted. And the theory like after doing a 3 month session, it really helped me a lot to see myself. So I'm very happy.
Great. Very good. Are you finished? Anything else?
Yeah, I'm finished.
Great.
I'm finished. Yeah,
Great.
I'm done.
Remember, everybody's got to talk. So I think Nisar, you haven't said anything.
Good evening, Ferdy.
Evening.
Winter is still there?
Winter, yeah. I mean, it's still cold.
We are,
North
literally
winds coming in.
scorching in the heat of the sun.
I know.
And we are definitely going through a difficult time in Kerala because we almost shut down for the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Schools, colleges are off except for some of the exams. So it is a very trying situation as far as, the tourism, the real estate, then the construction company. So we are going through some difficult time. Hopefully things will take a turn in the next month. Hope so. We tried out two things in the last 2 weeks. The first thing was, when you see a person, you smile, and also try and make a count of the smile, and also differentiate into two categories. One was that natural one, the other one you try to do it deliberately. And at the end of the day, you take a analysis of what and how did it go. So you realize that whenever the people who are subordinates to you, there was a little problem as far as the seniors to smile first before something like you wish. Okay, you always want the youngsters or the juniors to start wishing first, but it's always the other way around. When you start yourself, you find that the response from the other person is much better. So this was the first thing we tried out. The second thing was expressing your gratitude, not by just saying thank you. We tried out by some other methods. Now, for example, you made a cup of tea for your better half or your son or daughter, and also by some other means, getting the hand towards your heart and saying thank you. So you find that small things which can really make a difference at home, at the workplace, and also with the society. I just thought I'll just share it because this is something we tried out, and at the end of the day we took a feedback from all the people, and some of the experiences were really very interesting.
Very good. And when you said we, who are you
We
talking
did it
about?
at home, within the family members, and also at the workplace, with the people who are working in the office, and also
Great.
at the site.
Good. Great. I think Francis, we have joined us. Francis? Is that Francis?
Yeah, Francis from Philippines and Pranay both have joined us.
Yeah, welcome, Pranay, welcome, Francis. Just
Thanks
for
for
you, just for you to know what we are doing, we started off, we're trying a new technique to be combined with Theory U. And what we are doing is we're giving everybody a chance to share. And you can take as much time as you want. And when you're finished, you say, okay, I'm finished. And no one's allowed to interrupt you during that time. And after we go around once, we'll go around a second time and like that. And people can say, I don't have anything to say the second time or the third time, but the first time they have to say something. So do you want to share something?
Sure.
It
So
can be anything. Don't worry about it having to be the right thing. Anything.
sure. No, I'm just calling because I feel so helpless. We have been home quarantined in the Philippines now, and
Oh,
I know a lot of things are happening outside, and the health professionals are fighting this virus head on. And as someone who is used to being someone who helps, I just feel so helpless now, without really knowing what I can do to make a
I
difference.
understand.
So yeah.
So is it everybody who's been quarantined, or only the people who are sick, or how is it playing?
So the government here is taking super extra
Okay.
precautions. We are at the start of the onset. The first death from a local transmission happened about a
Right.
week and a half ago. So starting yesterday, no one is allowed
Oh,
to leave their house. The military and the police have been called in, and so they're watching the streets to make sure that only health professionals and those with truly urgent basic needs are allowed to actually go out.
oh, wow. Wow.
Very draconian, very, very totalitarian, but I think it's the right thing to do. We have
Right.
less hospital beds even than Iran. So if this gets out of hand very quick, we are going to be the next Italy.
Yes, yes. Very clear. And how are you guys holding up? We've been hearing that in Italy they're singing songs from the balcony and all that stuff. How is it going in the Philippines?
I think the people are still in shock. Majority
Ah,
of the people are still in disbelief that this is really happening. There's a lot of, it's a huge community, right? It's a huge sector, and so there are people who really can't stay home. They're on a daily wage. And
right,
actually there's been a huge call now in terms of how do we help the lower income classes, because the middle class and the upper classes, I mean, we're fine. People have stocked up on food. We have internet, we have Netflix, right? I mean, it's really the how about the rest of the society? And Manila as a capital, locking it down is not really the most friendly for the disenfranchised.
right. Got it. Sharing what you guys are dealing with.
You're welcome.
Anything else for you, Francis?
No, I'm just here to listen. I'm really just in the space of what can I do, and
Great,
and then this is the group that actually is in the space of I'm doing something.
right. Very good, very good. And Pranay, you heard what I said to Francis. This is an opportunity for people to share without interruption. So
Yes, I heard that, and I apologize for being late on the
that's not a
call.
problem. Go ahead. Share.
So I have a different take. I was just watching some Amazon Prime serial,
Mm-hmm.
and it is funny how it was connected in the last episode. That this particular man wants to die, and he attempts like 12 to 15 times, and he hires a hit woman. Then also she doesn't die, and ultimately what happens is that uh, one sadhu, a monk, he says you are immortal, and then ultimately he finds an immortal man who is actually immortal, 180 years old, and he wants to die and he cannot die, right? So the thing is, the ultimate take was that this particular young man wanted to die because of some reasons in his life. And then this particular monk and this guy finds a man on the railway station who is 180 years old, and he wants to die, and he cannot die. So the older guy's revenge was that when he was the young guy was again sleeping on the railway track, he gives the potion of immortality to that person, saying, "Why should I live alone here?" So because before that he explained that I am 180 years old, I have no relationship, I have lost everyone I liked, and I have no purpose in life, I am directionless, I have all the diseases which can happen to a human being, and still I cannot die. So I thought this was connected to our work, that we think that because of, let's say, putting in this context without being inconsiderate and disrespectful, but much more wider kind of epidemics have passed human beings in last 2000 years, and we are quarantined, and okay, 1 or 2% or 3% are going through severe discomfort, and maybe they are dying, but the rest of them, this is an opportunity that we are living close to our close ones, and we are enjoying, and maybe poor ones are enjoying something else, or they don't have even the wages, but still they get time to spend with the family, which is a different take. If you see from the economic context which we have built in last 100 years, it's a very different take. It's like being returning to the primitive society where we have what we choose to do. So I was very amused at the ending that this particular guy forces him to drink the elixir so that he finds a man who can suffer like him. So, and our purpose is like, our work is defined on each one's purposes, and we want to, each one of us wants to transform one particular area of society or life or something, which is a very different take. We are not bothered about when we'll die, or we want to die because we don't have any direction, or we are failed in many things. So failure is not a word here, and we have got a direction, and still we, including me, not we, I get stopped by many things, like, this is not happening or that is not happening, but like 1.5 months ago, I took up that whatever projects are in my hand, I have to finish it off. And the thing is that now, because the world is shut down, I cannot finish it off, despite I calling everyone and trying to do everything possible in my, uh, condition. And still I'm not getting through the people. Yet people are coming to me and saying, okay, let's get this coronavirus over, and we will be, doing something in Africa. Then I was stuck in not writing for my website all this, explanation which a client requires for biodegradable or something else. And then we have almost invented a particular agro waste thing, which will be an alternative to plastic, made from agro waste, which is being burned in Punjab and Haryana during winter times. And this will be plates and bowls and all that, with the residue of the rice and husk and all that. So I see that I was not stopped in what I was doing, despite all the threat across the humanity. And I'm watching all these serials. I'm enjoying. I'm not going out much. Earlier, I was irritated that why I am stuck at home. I mean, this is a self-imposed exile. But after seeing this particular episode, I was laughing at myself. So right now, I have this to share. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you for sharing that. Great. So I think everybody on the call has shared, right? Let's do a second round.
Priyanka. No, sorry, Ferdy.
Priyanka just joined us, right?
And Prakash, Ferdy.
And Prakash. You want to tell them what we're doing, Manoj?
Yes. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
Manoj, tell them what we're doing.
Yeah. So Priyanka and Prakash, What we are doing here is we are practicing giving everybody a chance to share. Okay, and the rule is that nobody interrupts when you're sharing. Okay, so you get to share everything that you want to share, and either it could be connected with what was the earlier topic somebody brought in, or it could be something else that you want to share, whatever you're working or otherwise.
Wow.
And once
Wow.
you complete your sharing, you just let everybody know that you completed your sharing for the time being, and then somebody else can share. And we will do a round like this, one round, and then we'll do a second round and so on. And in the first round, it's like we expect everybody to share. In the second round, some people may say, oh, I don't want to add anything, or I don't have anything else to add, right? So over to you, Priyanka, and then we'll invite Prakash to share.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for taking me through. So, what do I want to share? I want to really share. The first thing that comes to my mind is that I've had a rocking month. This was the first time that I managed to collaborate with another women's community and have and create a new prototype for that community, a one-day workshop. And my goodness, I can't believe that I could listen so intently for 6 hours non-stop. And I was just listening, building each person, and they left the workshop so happy. And I created 8 clients out of 12 women who attended. And this prototype that got built and the leading that I did there uh, informed me, the kind of listening that I've built. And I never knew this about myself, that I could listen for so many hours without my head saying anything. Like, from like really listening to people just from the mission and nothing else, no judgments. And I could turn around this woman. So when I started, there were 12 women, and this one woman would not see me in the eye. And I was like, what is she dealing with? She's in this workshop. There's something, definitely a money issue that she has. Why is she not looking me into the eye? And I could turn that woman around to really sharing what she was dealing with. And 2 more women crying and saying that I've never been in such a non-judgmental space. And nobody ever listened to me this intently ever. So thanks. And this is the power of this community and the program that has helped me, build myself to this level. So yeah, like the successful creation of this prototype, um, connecting with one more community, then I've now started connecting with more communities, and bringing their leaders into the mission, so that these collaborations seem to be the way forward. Not that everything has been just going right. There are some things which have been going off too, like I am challenged. I am challenged. I mean, I do breakthrough with people who react, and sometimes I just get tired. Like if I have more than 2 people reacting to me in a day, then I tell myself, oh my God, I'm done for the day. I can't handle more. So I need to build on this capacity to be able to take more reactions um, and lead people into the mission. So yeah, this is one area that I'm challenged. Another area definitely I'm challenged is building more core team members, more leaders of small workshops are showing up. but core team members right now are not showing up. So we are still the four of us, and I'm looking for one more person and not getting her or him. Uh, yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for listening.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. All right. So now we're doing the second round. And
Prakash, Fadi.
oh, sorry, Prakash. Sorry, Prakash.
His video is off. Prakash, are you there? Yeah. Can you unmute yourself? Go ahead.
What I want to share is like last 2-3 days before, like on Friday.
Prakash, we can't hear you. Can you hold the microphone close to you?
Now? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, better.
Yeah. Last Friday we had like group discussion with Basava, myself, and one of the new graduate like participant, and we discussed the things about how with Basava, like that was actually a beginning for me for like starting up a new taking upon my project work. Like as earlier in my class, I had shared that I would be taking on my business from ego to eco, and I really thank Baswa. He created for me once again uh, all these steps like letting it go, letting in, but probably first listening, and creating a prototype and institutionalize life. And I hope like in the coming weeks to come, we will be practicing more, and we'll be improving our skills in this regard. That's what I want to say.
Very good. Is there anything else for you?
Nothing. That's it.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Right. Who wants to go next?
Sanjay, this side. I would like to hear about the project Prakash is talking about, if he doesn't mind.
Yeah. Yes, like, yeah.
Yeah, can you share about the project and what you created, some details?
Yeah, I have not actually created the project, but what I had shared in my last session, like in my earlier classes, is like, yeah, we need to think in our business from ego to eco. So, in a broader manner, like, yeah, what uh, um, like I am into timber business, wherein we deal with furnitures and also provide materials for building materials for windows and windows and doors for the customers. And like all these days, I was like in the thinking that I am into timber business, wherein we deal with the wood, and the other part we go for we like we support for deforestation. We don't like we need to support for forestation. That was the this thing I was having a guilt, like, yeah, like I have shifted my this thing to like doing business with the only to the wood which is being like sold by the department, that in turn which is already dead and fall, like the live trees are not not used by me. That's what, like, in turn what I'm doing is like we are by buying wood from the forest departments, I am in turn uh, donating like by paying taxes, like extra taxes like forest development tax we are paying, and we are in turn promoting the forestation program of our forest department, and also is what I am like feeling right now happy about that is like we are dealing only with the wood which is dead and fall. Otherwise, it would have gone naturally waste. Like as we say, like wood is a natural resource that in lifetime we can grow and we can use it. Like as we use cultivate, like we cultivate food grains for ourselves, it takes 6 months. But for us, we need to grow wood, which takes like right now we can grow within 30 years or 40 years, which can be used. So in that sense, we can promote forestation program also. So by encouraging using the dead and fallen trees, that's what I'm. And in that thing, I need to work on with the. I alone cannot do. First, I need to work out with the officials, and also how I need to work out how I can reach more number of people for this.
Very good.
That's it.
Very good. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
All right. Who wants to go next?
So I think I want to thank Anita for sharing what she shared about that she had a new life after doing new theory, and it actually encourages me to and it's like a factual listening, it discounts what I was listening to, and really gave me a new life to what this work can do for people without the background. I was actually always wanting somebody who was not in the forum to share what they got, and I think Anita was the best way to share that. And very good, very very encouraging. Thank you, Anita, for sharing. Because it's been long. In the last 3 months, she's been doing. I think after 3 months, it's alive for her, and she is being given by the work and getting the benefit of it. The second thing is, of course, Priyanka sharing opened up for me to share about my expansion of the current business that I'm doing for Schneider, which I've been doing. Only three of us were doing it the last 1.5 years. So it was a pilot. So after the pilot was successful, we wanted to expand that, and then we created a team of 4 sales managers across the country and invited 4 channel partners and their teams for a launch of a sales training, which happened on March 5th, 6th, and 7th, 3 days. And I was leading that training. And then one of the things that we shifted is that normally in the sales, they look at, I have a product and then I have to go and sell in that context. And the guys who came in from that context, they're already dealing with already having some products to sell, and they'll add on more now. And this is a new business, so they are excited about themselves of having a new product to sell and stuff like that. So we shifted the whole conversation from that they have something to sell to how they could be a source of contribution to the educational institutions across the country. So the way it got enrolled is that the aligned with the team is that you're here to partner the institutions, and you are really clear that you're going to make a difference to them, and that's why you're here. And unless you stand there, you can't do this business at all. And you got to be really true to that word of what you're saying. Business will be an outcome. It'll generate revenues and profits and all that. But if that is your criteria, then you really smell. And then when you stink there in an institution like that, you will be in the line. But if you don't, if you're only standing, only making a difference and do this, you will be welcomed. In fact, you will be, the first meeting will be surprised that the institution guys will be standing at the gate with bouquets, welcome you to come to the institution. So the first day they were really struggling with that. The second day because that's new, nobody in a corporate talks like that. It's more about how much sales you're going to do and how this is benefiting all that, that benefit analysis and how do you pitch it and position it and all stuff like that. That was not there. And the second day they went and saw the real installations, the pilots that we done. They got more excited about the value that it can bring to the students, the value that it bring to the customer. They really got in the customer's place. They got to see how it made a difference to them. And then on the third day, I could see that people were started coming from what they see is possible. So they started giving ideas, and it was like just like everybody was so excited about going to the field because they saw themselves as somebody who could make a difference, and the context shifted for them.
That's great.
They're like, I asked them, how's the Josh? And they said, hi, sir, like that, like there's hi, Josh. And then in the following week, just 3 days later, I was in Delhi with these guys and visiting customers. And we had even framed the mail that will go, how it will go. And the mail would say, would you be interested in partnering with us? So it's not like I want to. And the response from the customer would, yes, we are interested to partner with you. And then we would say, okay, then you let us know when we could come, and then we go. So when we went to one of the big universities in Delhi, the Shivnada's University, the HOD of the department was a triple IIT graduate. He did his undergraduate there, he did his master's there, he did his PhD there. He was waiting down near the gate welcoming us, And then this guy, the sales manager, was like astounded. It was like, he said, never, sir, I in my years of sales, I've seen a customer waiting for us near the gate. I said, this is what happens when you actually create a conversation of making a difference. And then they want to be contributing. They're interested. They will 4.5 hours he took around the university, talking about everything and everything. And that is like for them a new way of doing business. They just never saw that they could do business that way, And then we had met a couple of channel partners. We had the same new channel. We had the same conversations, and in the room it was like it was lit fire because the channel partners, they were so bored about doing the regular business of counting money and counting orders and reports, stuff like that. They said this gives us a new opportunity. Like some of them said, this is what I want to do after retirement. Now I'm 30, but you're giving an opportunity now that I can go and contribute. So it's a business. Actually, it's a business. But we didn't want to position it like I have something to sell and then you have something to buy and then let's have a transaction about it. But just really talk about how it can make difference to the students, how it can make to the country, how it can make to them. How we would like to, we have something right now. So it's a truly new experience that I've been waiting for in my lifetime to do something purely like that. Do business which really says it's about making a difference and really doing that full heart. Every aspect of the language we altered him to say that nothing would really take it like, consider it, we would say it's a cost proposal. Here's a cost proposal, and the discount is, we wouldn't use the word discount, we would say we would offer 50% of that as a contribution, and we would want you to contribute 50% to make this happen. So it's a completely new language, new way of positioning, and then as you speak more and more, you get grounded about the distinction of making a difference. So it's really, everybody is excited. The sales guys are excited. The channel partners are excited. Their sales guys are excited. And they're saying, hey, can this happen? Then I'm welcome with a bouquet and a garland of lunches. They never saw that. So just want to share.
Well done. Well done. Really inspiring.
Yeah.
Terrific. Dream come true, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
Great. Who else? You can either share in response to SK or you can share your own stuff. Who wants to
Oh,
go?
one last thing. One last thing. I forgot. As because Priyanka had shared about empowering women on finances, I had another person. In Bangalore, she called me and said she wants to contribute to women, and she calls that Shining Woman as an organization that she's creating. And one of the aspects of that is empowering women financially. And I said, "Oh my God, wait! We have somebody who's already done the job. I'll connect Priyanka to you, and you could maybe discuss with her." So Priyanka, I'm going to refer to you another lady in Bangalore is interested to do the kind of work that you're doing. Yeah, that's all I wanted to share. Yeah.
Great. Priyanka, do you accept his invitation? I don't know whether she heard you. Priyanka, did you hear what he said?
I don't think she's there. Maybe.
She's on mute.
Yeah, you can get back to her and follow up with her later on.
Yeah.
Great.
SK, good evening.
Yes, good evening, Nishar.
SK, I mean, if you could really home on to what made the actual difference as far as that customer delight or whatever you can say. What made the actual difference for the customer to come up in a different way than the normal?
But can you hold that, because I don't want to have a question and answer session. You share what you got, what insights you got, and you can talk to him offline later on, okay?
Okay.
So what would you like to share about what he said, the input you got or insights you got, rather than asking him what he thinks made the difference? Mostly he doesn't know the answer to that question, I suspect.
I know.
Yeah, people ask you the question, then you make up an answer and tell them, and everybody runs with that, and they don't know what the hell is happening. But, for example, for me, SK, just out of what you shared, I've always wanted sales to be that way. And I had begun to suspect that it's very difficult, impossible, difficult. But out of what you're sharing, it really seems to have been quite simple, quite easy, and really has opened something new up for people, for your salespeople, but also for me. So thank you for sharing that.
Welcome, buddy.
Right. So Nishad, now your turn. You have to share since you got the baton.
Because I really couldn't, take it in that right spirits when SK explained that. So was it because of that 3 days training you have gone through, you had some innovative methods for your salespeople?
Stop that line of inquiry. Sharing, not asking.
I'm still not clear, what has.
Yeah, that's okay, but don't worry, you don't have to be clear. What did you get? What are you share? What insights did you get? What did you see for yourself?
Whatever I heard from him, that was totally out of the blue experience. I never experienced from a salesperson the experience what he has shared just now. I mean, it is totally, out of the blue. I mean, if you can achieve that, I think sales have done the job.
Very good. Great. Are you done? Anything else you want to share? Okay. I think your yes meant you're done, right? Okay. Who wants to go next?
Yeah, Ferdy, this is Prakash.
Yeah. Prakash, go ahead.
From what SK shared, what I'm getting is in my business, what he said, exactly cost proposal instead of pricing. That new concept opened up for me, and especially instead of discount, using the term as contribution. Yeah, how I can do that in my business. I got that inside
Right.
my business. And also like how it makes difference to the society, community, and doing business that makes a difference really to the people and getting to the people. That's what I got
Very good.
sharing. Skill sharing.
Very good. Excellent.
Thank
Excellent. Thank you, Prakash. Are you done?
Yeah.
Great. Who wants to go next?
Hello.
Yes, Pranay.
Yeah, I was listening to the part where he felt very comfortable with the sales and all his people. And today I called one of my clients, and he is not taking the product from us because he thinks that our product has not been separately tested. Yeah, so I just called him because I knew that he had a very bad backache for last 6-7 months. So I just asked him, how is your backache? And I didn't have any intention to sell anything. And after the conversation was over about his medical condition, he said, you know what, have you got your product tested, because I want to buy. So I said, no, but I will let you know if you want to buy, and don't worry about this thing. If you have that concern, we will do it, get it done. First is that. Second, what I wanted to share with many of the people in corporates, we are a very small company, and I have been pushing the sustainability agenda for at least 12 years after coming back from USA, and before that also. So I have many uh, clients, or partners, you can say. Now they have become partners, through which I have done no business at all, zero, and one or two through which I have lost lakhs of rupees in marketing and all that. But I still talk to them, they still talk to me, because I think these are the people who actually are interested in environment sustainability and the kind of businesses we are interested. If I'm a single person, I just look for sales, just sales, then I will find no friend later on. They will be all my customers, there will be no partners. So we are still talking to them. And when I started with, let's say, agenda A of selling a few lakh of rupees, now after years they are coming up with projects like running into few hundred crore rupees. We still cannot do them because there are many barriers because of the government of India and all that. They don't want to use new technologies to clean wastewater and all that. But it's okay. Someday, because we are also conversing with government people, they also know now that there are many technologies which are very cheap, and actually you can earn profit out of it. They have started looking at smart cities from that perspective. Still we have not got there, but these partners are very valuable to me, and now they have become friends because there is an association of 10 years, 12 years. We even discuss politics and what is stopping and what is not stopping, and I get many insights from different part of states. See, India is not a very um, homogeneous country. So as we have to include the customers, that is the last citizen of this country, and we have to know the perspective of that part of India. So these partners are very valuable in future endeavors and the present one also. So I am selling the biodegradable plastics and master batches and making a difference and all that through my product. But I am also making a difference by influencing thousands of people through these partners in working up and towards the sustainability agenda in general. We have not got to the municipality level, but central government now, you can clearly see in many policies, you can see that the sustainability, environment sustainability is on top of their agenda, and they're pushing it. The present situation, economic situation, doesn't allow them to. But as you might have seen that before October 2nd, the PM was pushing for plastic and all that, and wastewater, and there are many. And I am the one who used to uh, clamor about all these bureaucrats and all that. But now I'm trying to look for people, for bureaucrats, for district magistrate, municipal commissioner, who are actually doing the work in India. And I'm trying to connect to them, and then this one of this agenda of mine is, which is a business also, is nutrition for against malnutrition, using a very simple tool, a vegetarian thing. And so we have started with the state government, started talking again to Delhi government, which has come new, and we'll push it. I'm definite that it will be accepted by 1 or 2 states, despite like the same proposal was rejected 10 years ago. Even if the Biocon MD, she pushed it. So we are on the same path, but I'm not bothered about all these things. Very, very clear what I want to do. Even if we don't get it, we shift to another state, shift to another bureaucrat, and start talking to them. So this is what I got, listening to.
Right.
Basava, Anna? Who is I listening to?
And
SK.
And you
Yes.
are not the same person.
Yeah, I feel so.
As
Yeah.
the one who started, who was in the seminar with us. Remember your complaints about people not listening?
No, my wife still complains that you complain about the whole world.
Yeah. But you seem to have taken new ground. Internal state of the intervener, right? That's yours.
Yes.
Your internal state is starting to shift. Very good. I hear that. Very good. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I didn't realize that, but thank you.
Yeah, very good. Okay, thanks. Pranay, somebody else?
Pranay, I also have the same feedback for you. I believe it was first or second seminar when you shared about no one is interested in these things, and the people can spend crores of rupees in buying home, but they are not ready to spend couple of thousands for these type of things. And the complaints, and so you are a different person today. You are not same at all. I can also see that. Thank
No,
you.
don't be misled. I still complain about them, but I work along with them.
Yeah, it's okay. Accept the acknowledgement. It's all right.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry.
You
Thank
don't have to push it away.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Very good. All right. Who else? Who's next?
I am Baswa here.
Basava.
Yeah. Actually, in what I have taken tanks, desilting and growing trees and things like that. Actually, government has sanctioned last year itself 15 crores for those. Bureaucrats are not taking the initiative to do that. Only last year we did the 3 talabs and another all are pending. Now this is the time to do something regarding that. This is the summer and before rainy season starts we can do something. So I was having no hope. But because of this U theory, suspend judgment, fear, cynicism, things like that. And go to third level or fourth level. Yeah. Again, we contacted through Swamiji, the MLA and the bureaucrats concerned, so that things are moving on. Shortly, we are meeting with the officials and also MLA, so that things will move on. The amount sanctioned will be utilized properly to the talabs. Otherwise, it would have just gone back. This is the one thing. I am very happy and grateful for this technology. Especially basics, suspend downloading judgment, fear, cynicism, and move from one level to second, third, and fourth level of listening and things like that. So I was doing a lot of judgment and still doing judgment and also downloading, but suspending itself is being very, very helpful. And also in another area, in my Davangere, we need to have less pollution and also grow more trees and clean Davangere and things like that. Recently, we bought a book and also heard about Greta Thunberg, who is doing wonders at the global level to control this pollution or global warming and things like that. So it initiated to contact one great thinker, author, and writer, Mr. Nagesh Hegde, who is into environment totally, and we are contacting DDPIs, district officers, and also high school teachers, and also students, regarding to do some work regarding environment and to grow more trees in this rainy season. So that is being shaped up again, because we have to contact so many people, and our previous experience tells it is very difficult to grow trees and people don't cooperate and all that. But I just suspended and took actions, and things are moving. I'm very happy for this theory you. Otherwise I would have just stopped somewhere. That is the thing. And also regarding registration for this LFEF for this April 3rd week or things like that. And I had the experience of my own friends. Just they don't take the phones, or they don't respond. They say they will come back and they will register, and again they will stop and things like that. But because again suspending these things, just I took actions. Without having prejudices or past or things like that, so that people are registering. It is moving on. Though they are very busy doctors, and a person like Prakash or Shanavi or Prahalad or whoever, things are moving on. My thing, this thing is to create more and more eco leaders in Karnataka, things like that. So I am very grateful for this theory you, though I don't feel things like that, but still it is working wonders. I am amazed at the results I am getting just by suspending and taking actions.
Very
Thank you
good.
for that. Thank you.
Very good. Excellent. Thank you very much for sharing. All right. Who wants to go next? This is good, isn't it? Who wants to go next?
I just want to share something. I was
You can. Anybody can. You, Manoj or me. Don't worry. Go ahead.
Yeah, two things there. One, I was at a coaching Delhi group. So whoever trained me to be a coach recently, there's a group of people who have learned from him, which is about 1,000 people, and so we had a meet, a city meet, and there were these young ladies who were talking about empowering each other, empowering women, and there was one person they mentioned over there. One very famous personality's name was taken, Priyanka Bhatia, Women on Wealth. Have you seen what she's doing? If she can do something, why can't we also do something? So just wanted to know that, Priyanka, you're like getting to be famous in the coaching circle of
I didn't know this.
of New Delhi.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So that was one thing. That's important for you to know. So really good.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. Second thing, of course, is from taking it further from SK sharing. So I've been struggling myself with creating conversations that don't use the word sales, and it's like in the wiring, it's all about sales, right? And it's all about registration. It's all about getting the guy to sign up, right? And whether it's organizations or whether it's individuals, this downloading is like a permanent structure in the brain. And trying to break through that, I've been working the last 20-25 days to sort of create conversations about creating partnerships, creating connections with people, creating communications that are impactful, rather than have any conversation about trying to get somebody to buy something. And I can tell you this, I'm excited because I've been doing that kind of work for the last 2-3 weeks. I'm kind of excited about that. Even our communications that we have been setting out to the world, the ones that we do about the leadership course, even that I'm trying to find new ways of communicating. And in this conversation today, I learned something which was missing in our communications. So I'm going to talk to Manoj and see how we can re-articulate our communications so that they are more effective in creating partnerships, rather than people trying to buy a seat in the workshop. So thanks for that, SK.
Great, great.
Welcome.
Anything else for you, Vivek?
No, that's it.
Okay.
I would like to say one thing. Like I was, I have created like this is purpose of our organization, and this is what we do. And after few months or after a year, it seems that this is not exciting, or this is not what we want to achieve, and then we recreate that. And again, after 6 months or 1 year or 2 year, we are again dealing with the same questions, what we are doing and how we want to serve the client. And by listening Vivek now, so I now I can see it's an ongoing process. It's sometimes it was for me a burden, like why I have to do this thing again and again, like why can't I have a uh, permanent answer to this question. But now, after listening Vivek, that he also creating something new, and he is learning, and he is changing the way he the way he want to articulate this program. So that burden is no longer with me. So uh, I would like to thanks Vivek for this sharing. So that burden is now no longer with me. Thank you.
Very good. Very good. Anything else for you?
No.
All right. Thank you. Who wants to go next?
Buddy, Pranay.
Yeah, Pranay, go ahead.
Just wanted to acknowledge Priyanka. I have been watching the space. She's doing a great job, and I am very angry with her for not talking to me despite 2-3 calls attempted. I will call tomorrow again. Second is Coconut Vivek is a very nice guy. I call him Coconut. Even many of people know because why I call him Coconut. He's soft inside and hard outside, and I can see he has many more smiles on his faces, and I can hear his voice in his voice. The smile I can hear in his voice. Though we do not talk frequently, but whenever I talk, I really can see his energy. So I wanted to acknowledge Vivek also for that.
Thanks, Pranay.
Thank you. And yeah, Baswa, I have built a draft website for tree plantation platform across India. Maybe you would like to join. Thank you. Please send me a separate mail.
Great. Very good.
Pranay, please message me. Okay. Yeah, I don't take calls otherwise. Sorry.
Pranay, share that link with me. I will check, and then I will see.
Okay, great. Someone else?
Just Fadi, just some what do you call house cleaning kind of conversation. SK, when you were sharing about Priyanka, I think Priyanka had stepped out, so she's back right now. So if you want to just kind of close that conversation,
yeah. Priyanka, I had this person, I know a person in Bangalore, and she was sharing with me that she's so wanting to contribute to women, and she's starting an organization called Women Shining.
Okay.
And one of the agenda of that was to make, apart from other lists she had, was she told me about making women financially strong. I said, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, and we have Priyanka in the youth theory group who's already done it. So you should get connected with her, and maybe you could take from wherever she started and out there expand. So, and I said, okay, I'll get her connected with you. And so just want to know whether you're okay with that.
Absolutely. Looking forward. Thank you so much
Okay.
for thinking of me
All
and
right.
connect.
Yeah, her name is Shruti, so I'll just ask her to get in touch with you.
Sure, sure. Please ask her to WhatsApp me first so that we can fix up the call. Yeah.
Sure, sure. I will
Thank
do that.
Right. Okay. Who else? Manoj, any other housekeeping stuff? No? Okay. Second round. So who wants to go second round?
Hi, this is
Anything you
Abhishek.
want
Yeah.
to contribute or anything, new ideas you've got? Anything?
Yeah. Hi, Abhishek here.
Abhishek, go
So
for
yeah.
it.
So second round. So today I kind of I had a call with Vivek in the morning, and we decided that we'll have a stakeholder interview with one of the clients that I'm trying to advise on buying the insurance company. So I'm just for people here. I'm an investment banker. I advise companies on merger and acquisitions, private equity funding, etc. So of course I cannot have that meeting, but then I had another meeting where actually it's a it's a company which actually is like Fab India, you know, and they sell a lot of wellness products and cotton linen products. And effectively, we I kind of met their head of finance, the CFO, and I had to kind of discuss commercial terms with him. And I told him clearly that I had to enroll him basically to pay me some fixed fee. Most investment bankers in India work on no fixed fee, but I've kind of decided to have some fixed fee. And then you know I I got that I had gone with the agenda that I will actually come back. And if he says no fixed fee, I'll kind of come back, and refuse the kind of proposal. So it's a good company, got almost 1 million, I think 2 million followers on I think uh, you know App Store, and the Samsung apps, the Android app stores. So there's a lot of app stores. They're doing good business, and the founders are ex Flipkart, kind of senior guys from Flipkart and Snapdeal. So good management, but and so I had gone with this thing that even these guys will not pay me something. And but then I just realized that I'll go and do a stakeholder interview with this person. I went and met him. He's an ex banker like me. Worked with Standard Chartered in Singapore, etc. And I kind of tried to understand where he is and why they were not kind of willing to pay a fixed fee. And what I came out of the meeting was that we agreed to a certain structure, wherein basically I understood his concerns. Right, his concerns were that they were already doing this deal, but because of the coronavirus, etc., etc., a large fund called Sequoia was looking at their deal, but Sequoia has kind of stopped investing for next 8 to 9 months in India. So and then so kind of that's where they were stuck. So they said that I was really going to just help them in getting some new investors, and clearly they didn't think that they needed to pay a fixed fee for that. So I could what I could understand that I was letting go of, let's say, my negative thoughts about the whole deal, or downloading that nahi, mujhe to fixed fee chahiye hi chahiye. And we came to an agreement where I'll be charging them a certain thing between a fixed fee and a success fee, which is a fee for each management meeting or a management call I get done with investors, either in India or US venture capital funds. And that works for me, because that kind of ensures that the other guy on the other side of the table, which is the client, is serious, and and it gets things work for me. So I'd like to acknowledge Vivek for the same. And that I kind of use that stakeholder interview format. I try to understand what was really going on in the founder's mind, and then try to come out with a solution rather than trying to push my solution, which typically used to happen earlier. So, yeah, that's what I want to just kind of discuss.
Well done,
Thanks.
Abhishek.
Yeah,
And I really
I'm done
request
for now.
you
Thank
to,
you.
Abhishek, to keep that every interaction of yours from now on. You're going to talk to people every day, right? So why not find out what the other person wants all the time? Why
Yeah,
only
wonderful.
when you are going in for a deal? Because every time somebody wants something or the other.
Yeah. No,
They're
I
talking to you. They're talking to you because they want something.
Right.
Right. And if you don't know what they want, and you're always trying to push your point, you're always going to be struggling, right? And that's where you're trying to, woo people. You're trying to, there's so much of effort of trying to show carrots to people and say, come, this is really good, and this is Coca-Cola, and this is Pepsi, and here's the Sona.
Yeah.
Rather than really connect with people and create partners.
Got it.
Got
it. Thank you. Yeah, thanks. And co-create. So that's what I said. I think I co-created a solution which actually, when I went for the meeting, I didn't think it would exist. It was just a co-creation of a solution, which didn't, which I could not have envisaged before I went for the meeting.
Fabulous. Who's next?
Can I share an experience?
I was thinking of you.
Just looking at the youth here right in front of me, and I'm just looking at what we have gone through in the last few days. With all this talk about the virus, and everybody saying that the people who are likely to be most affected are people in 70s, and the chances of their recovering are very, very low, 1 in 20 or something like that. It's been like there was, first we were just sitting with the downloading that look, oh, ye sab aata jata hai, ye humko kuch nahi hone wala. As more things came in, we became clear that since there's no vaccine, no medicine that you can take, it's like standing out there in the open and waiting for the flood to come in. And we actually, at some point, suspended that and began to look at whether our paperwork is in order, whether a will is in order, whether we have clearly included everything. And we realized that our last will, which we had made, was about 12 years old. And things have changed since then. We had 3 new grandchildren would come in at that time. And, we only had to begin to suspend all that and start getting present to it as also how will it land, suppose we are no more. We're looking at various situations. One of us goes, both of us go. If the children, somebody goes, it's like a whole different internal state that we were in. I said, this is really like the whole thing just come. We changed the will. We have done a lot of other paperwork. We set things in order, looked at where what is kept and how it will be accessible and who will access it, went through the whole process. This was an amazing experience, and we are not out of it yet because we don't know what's happening the next day. We have not moved out of the house since yesterday because they said, stay at home, don't go out. So I just wanted to share that. Live you theory in our life.
That's very good. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Eddie.
Thanks.
Now, by the way, how much time do we have left?
27 minutes.
7 minutes. Can we just take a little bit of sharing on how we are trying something new today, right?
Right.
Where we are
So,
trying.
Fadi, you got the timing right? 25 minutes.
What?
25 minutes we have.
Right. I heard somebody say 7 minutes. Sorry.
No,
20,
he said 27. I thought you heard 7. That's why
I heard 7. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I stepped in. Go ahead.
But that's good because I really would like to take some. I want to hear what you feel about this way of doing things. No interruptions. Allow people to speak. And what can you see has happened today in this conversation? I'd like to hear from you.
I can share.
Yes, please.
So I loved this format I absolutely am a champion for this one. Um, yeah, uninterrupted conversation, opportunity to upskill in listening, and also an opportunity to upskill in intentional sharing. So yeah, really for this format. Loved
Right.
it. Thank you for bringing this in.
Very good. Thank you, Priyanka. Right? Somebody else?
Hey, Freddie, Francis here.
Yeah, Francis.
So I just want to share that at the beginning I had a space of not knowing, and what I realized was my context was I wanted to save the world. I wanted to be a doctor, but that was not really the career choice I've made in my life. And so while musicians are doing online concerts now to entertain, people who are stuck at home, chefs are bringing food to nurses and police who are actually doing their work now in the front lines. I realized that me with my career choice in my life, I can actually do some online courses, offer it for free, and get people who are stuck at home upskill themselves and share whatever decades of experience I've had to help them practically be better people. And in my own small way, make a difference to the people who I can make a difference to.
Brilliant.
Shift of context.
Brilliant. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Very good. Somebody else?
Great, Francis.
I remember way back in ABB, that is, I think, around 20 years ago. My boss used to have this Friday evening coffee, a cup of tea or coffee, and just share what's happening. And it could be anything. They would share from what's happening in their homes and society, and nothing have to be on business. And one of the things that it came up, because that time was a lot of connectedness with the team, because they were sharing, and so now when you said how is this format, I mean suddenly out of the blue 20 years ago I just got connected to that meeting and I said, yeah, this is something similar, but of course here we are sharing used by distinction and like Priyanka said, more intentional in communicating um, and reaching out, and it's a different uh, kind of human being that's speaking here. uh, but I think it's very good, very effective, very like you get connected with each other in some way. And you see the work being, and you can start reinforcing the work that is happening.
Right.
Sometimes you're not aware how you're using this theory, right? And then as people sharing, you can see how in different aspects of life how they're used by it and how the work is at work, like that. So
Right.
that was amazing.
Yeah, very good. Great. Thanks, SK. Yeah, how is this landing for you? Opportunity to share. Colonel Abhishek.
So,
Sanjay.
hi, Abhishek here. So,
Yeah, Abhishek.
I missed the third, fourth, and fifth calls, I think. So, compared to the first two calls, I think this is working much better than what happened in the first two calls. Yeah, so I'd like to second Priyanka that it's working great. I think this format. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Great. Somebody else? So we're going to go through everybody, and you can say pass if you want. So Nisar, Colonel Nisar. You got to get your sound on.
You're on mute, Colonel Nisar.
Is it okay? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, we can. Now we can.
Sorry. You said something, Ferdy. I couldn't get that.
Well, what I said was we were trying a new format today.
Yeah.
How is this format working for you? How has it landed for you?
It's good. It's good because firstly, as a speaker, you are given freedom to the speaker to come out with whatever he wants to share in full. Because otherwise, what happens? His thought process gets broken, and then it's very difficult to get back. So either you give him a chance to complete what he wants to say, and thereafter if somebody wants to take on or share with his views, I think that should be fine. But my only one proposal, because whenever you want some clarification from the speaker, I think you should give that also to the listener.
Yeah, I got that. It's just that what it does is it interrupts the thinking.
No. Once he is finished.
Yeah. Yeah. This process I'm using is created by created to support thinking, to support people thinking, and to support everybody feeling that their thinking is important. So the first principle is to allow everybody to speak. So if you have interaction and dialogue right in the beginning, you start to limit the amount of time in the conversation. But the second aspect, if we had enough time, we'd have gone around. And as people get more used to speaking their mind and saying things, people will actually come up with connections. And when they do, then I think we'll have a different kind of conversation. Okay?
Yeah, seconded.
Yeah, great. So that was Nisar, Abhishek has spoken, Priyanka has spoken, Sanjay.
Yeah.
How's this format working for you?
Yeah, it's working very well for me, and I am planning to do the same time of conversation with when I am speaking with my team members.
Good idea.
And second thing is today we answered each other's questions and we supported each other. So I believe today it has happened maximum as compared to our last 4 calls. So that is also something to acknowledge for all the group. So we have very well supported each other today.
Right. Very good. Great. Prakash, how's this format working for you?
Hello.
Yeah, Prakash, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't get you.
How is this format, this new format we use today, no interruptions? How is it working for you?
Yeah, I couldn't get. I had missed the conversation.
You couldn't get what?
What do you mean by like?
What we tried today was something new.
Yeah.
No interruption starts.
Yeah.
Right? So that format, how is it working for you? How did it work?
Yeah, it's really good for me. Like I felt like very happy that after that personal sharing, like I could give my things like what I got from that particular conversation then and there. That was really and yeah, I could really note it down as a few ideas of the conversations. What we are having.
Very good. Very good, Prakash. Is it working for you?
Hi, Fodi. I'm actually Okay with both the format. The next ones also will be the same type of freewheeling conversations.
We'll bring in the next level.
Level.
Yeah, we'll bring in the next level of this kind of meeting. This is a kind of meeting that allows a thinking space. The point is that everybody has something to contribute, and everybody can think and can contribute their thinking. But for that, there should be no interruptions. And there is a process we can follow. I just threw it in the middle without actually having planned it. I think Manoj and Vivek didn't know that I was going to do this, neither did I. But I personally thought that it was very interesting what people came up with. If you listen to what people had to say, their thoughts got complete. And so I like what's happening, and I will study it further and add other dimensions in. But I think it's great.
Yeah. Thank you.
Great. I got it, Francis. You're not going off anywhere, are you? Okay. Why don't you share, Francis? What did you get out of this format?
Hey, Ferdy, the opportunity to share uninterrupted was powerful, and listening to the others sharing was also powerful because I was fully present to what their world is. So, no, I like the intentionality of it. Thank you for creating this space.
Great, Francis. Thank you. Thanks for being on. You bring the Philippines to us. So great to have you. You know, you are stuck in quarantine, but we get you. That's fantastic.
Yep.
Okay. Eddie, how did this format work for you? Eddie, you there? Okay, we'll take Basava. Basava, you there?
Yeah.
How did this format work for you?
It's really good, but I felt after one shares, a little bit coaching was needed. I felt that. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, we're trying to get clear about how much power we have on our own.
Yeah.
And you might realize that you don't need the coaching you think you need, because you can think your way through it and work your way through it. But if you need something, you'll get it. Don't worry. This is the first day, first chance. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Got it, Basava. Eddie, how did this format work?
I think it was extremely good because one was not watching out for any interruption. One was just thinking, okay, what is it that I want to share and how it went for me and what are the steps I went through. And it was very good, I think.
Great. Very good. Thanks, Eddie. Are you done?
Yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah, great. Vivek, Manoj, and then we can wrap it up, I think. No, we got 10 more minutes. Go ahead,
Can
Vivek.
I ask for some support
Yes,
before
please, Priyanka, go ahead. What were you saying?
Okay, so I am getting a little frustrated capturing women's reactions, and because I am listening to them, I of course definitely need to take this reaction, and I am getting frustrated with it. Like I am getting that after 2 reactions in a day, I feel I'm done. I can't deal with this more. So I need some support in being effective with my own self after I've taken the reaction.
So do you see anything in this process that we've done that you can apply to that?
I am not sure. Do you think case clinic?
No. This particular process. This process is very simple. Letting people talk without interruption. That's what we did today.
Yeah.
We let everybody talk without interruption. So everybody knew that they were not going to be interrupted. And if they had to pause for a while to sort out their thinking, they could do it. So do you see any benefit in doing that kind of thing with the people that you're working with?
So how it's occurring for me is that I'm already doing this, and and I just get frustrated after I've done it,
But why would you get frustrated in that case?
because I am feeling like I am this dustbin. People come and react, and I keep listening. No react. I mean, just listen, respond, show them some direction, and let them find their way.
Well, what if your job was just to give them a chance to speak and to think? It wasn't your job to do anything with what they said. What if that was the case? How would that occur for you? What if you didn't have to do? See, most of us as leaders, right? I can see it for myself. As a leader, I keep interrupting people. Why? Because I think that it's not going in the right direction. It has to go in a particular direction.
Hmm.
Today, I didn't interrupt anybody, did I?
Yeah, you didn't.
I didn't. I mean, I did it right at the beginning. Then I stopped and I said, "Let's do that," right? And I realized that it is possible to let people finish what they're saying. I want to go somewhere. I want people to go somewhere. If I don't have that agenda, then space to think, could be able to think about wealth in the way you want them to think it, and could be able to ask the questions that they need answers to so that they can continue their thinking. Do you think that's possible?
Yeah.
So you could experiment with it and see. You don't have to do it with everything, but you could experiment with it, right?
Okay.
I can suggest a book that which I started reading. I haven't finished reading it, but I started reading it.
Yes,
And
please.
I can suggest that book. It's
Yes, please.
called, let me see if I can find the name of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Time to Think or something. Hold on a minute, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Time to think.
Yeah, who's it by?
Oh, I thought I was on mute. I was trying to find it on my phone.
Oh, did you find it? Time to Think? No, where's my Kindle? I got it in my Kindle. Hold on. I think it's a very good book.
Yes, I will buy.
I'll give you the details.
Nancy Klein, Time to
Yeah,
Think,
Nancy Klein, that's the one.
listening to ignite the human mind.
Well, this is called Time to Think. It's the first book. Yeah, listening to ignite the human mind. That's what it is. Time to think. I think you can incorporate it in many, many things. And I've only started reading. I haven't started reading it the second time. Normally I go through it fast, so I can mine the gold. But now I'm going to go through it more carefully,
Okay.
so that I can get to how to use it better. You know, like Colonel Nisar was saying, what about if somebody has a question and they want to clarify it? How do you structure that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I haven't given you any answer, Priyanka. In my view, if you actually added this distinction that people, when you don't interrupt people, you give them time to work through their processes, and that even the dumbest people become really smart, because people are basically smart, but they've either stopped thinking because what's the point? No one's going to listen to us. Or they keep quiet and they keep their ideas, don't say their ideas because it won't, people are just going to push it down or whatever it is. And I think if we practice this one thing called allowing people to speak uninterrupted just for a while and see what happens, and then see what you want to do next. Yeah?
Yeah.
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 Great.
Thank you, Fadi.
You're welcome. And I think Sanjay is going to practice it with his team, right, Sanjay?
Right.
At least I heard you say that, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. There are 5 more minutes. So, Manoj, anything for you to say to wrap things up and stuff like that? Vivek, Manoj, I have superimposed myself on the whole session.
Hi, sorry, this is Abhishek here. Sorry, very quickly. I just want to request. There was a person from the banking industry from Bombay. I don't know whether he was part of the call today, and I wanted to just do a case clinic on over the current banking domain. So one of the other banks, large banks, are also suddenly shut down. Yes Bank, right? Where I used to work.
He's not on the call today.
Yeah, so I just wanted to send a request to the whole group, and I also put it on WhatsApp if someone wants to join a case clinic with me for that. Thank you.
Yeah,
Before the next one.
do that. And the easiest way to get it going is to suggest a date and then see and suggest 2-3 dates and then see and times and see what works for people. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
And he's in Goa, not Bombay.
Yeah, he's in Goa. So Vivek, Manoj, anything to wrap up?
If there's anything that's incomplete for any of you, you want to really ask something during the week, you're stuck with something, please give me a call. If there's something you're struggling with or something, because I'm also, what is it called? Coronavirus quarantine. I'm at home and my wife and my son won't let me out.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. It's Bombay, Delhi, most of the big cities in town. A lot of people are being told you can't go out for anything, not even for shopping.
Okay.
So we're heading there.
Okay, got it.
All right.
Manoj, anything for you to wrap up?
Yeah, 2 things. One is I think this was an extraordinary session, and I think people shared like what they were really up to, which was definitely very moving. And while kind of I had a sense of what they were up to on an individual level, but when it kind of got shared in the whole group, the cumulative effect of that was very empowering. So that is one thing. And then from the housekeeping perspective, many of you have requested for the listening file, and I had sent that listening file to everybody, but I'm not listening you using the listening file. Okay, so I strongly recommend. My invitation is to take on a 90-day challenge. Okay, a 90-day challenge where you take 4 minutes out before you go to sleep and fill up that file. Okay, so that's the 90-day challenge, and I promise you that you will have a phenomenal breakthrough in your deep listening capability.
Next
So
call.
how many of you
Sorry.
How many of you interested to take on this 90-day challenge? Okay, 4 minutes before you sleep, fill up the file, and and just proactively, if you want to look at, but you could also look at is, okay, what are the important meetings or conversations I'm going to have tomorrow, and how will I make sure that I am listening at level 2 open mind and level 3 open heart, right, and level 4 open will. How am I going to bring forth curiosity, compassion, and courage? So that is bonus, but definitely I am inviting each one of you to take on 4 minutes of reflecting on your day, looking at your listening, and updating that file. And if you have any challenge in doing that, please get in touch with me or Vivek or Ferdy. Yeah. Thank you very much. Over to you, Ferdy.
Next call, April 7th or April 14th.
We have to fix the date.
Yeah.
You fix the date. I mean, you tell them which date. Don't leave it to them.
April 7th is a Tuesday, but it's the beginning of the month rather than in the middle of the month.
Yeah. And when is the new seminar starting?
April 28th.
Right. So shall we say April 7th, everybody? Okay. All right, good. So we'll send out the invitations and then you let us know whether you're coming, you're going to be there or not. Okay, guys. Thank you so much